Hey guys, it's Jalen. Welcome back. I am here today to do my update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. This project, I originally saw Paula at a Beauty Guru made me do it post, and I've been watching her progress for this project for quite some time. The original creator is Lady Panzalot over on Instagram, so I will link all the information down below. And I am super excited to say that I've been able to roll out one palette today because I did hit pan in an eyeshadow. Super exciting. Okay, so let me share with you the palettes that I was working on. So I have the Marc Jacobs Provocateur palette. I have the MAC Disney Princess Jasmine palette. I have the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. The Urban Decay Elements palette, and the last one is the Makeup Revolution, the Emily Edit The Once palette. So the palette that I hit pan on is the Makeup Revolution Emily Edit The Once palette. And let me open this up. So it's a little dirty. Sixter, what are you doing back there? So the shadow I hit pan on is, of course, is this one here, of course, and it is Apartment. So I did hit pan on that. I mostly use that shadow in the outer corner of my eye to kind of deepen up the outer corner. And I did enjoy that. I did use Capricorn like once, I think, which is the shadow here, because I finished a shadow in my Lorac Pro 3, spoiler, and I needed a dark metallic shade in a look that I was doing, or I wanted one. I didn't need one. I wanted one. So I did use that once, but other than that, I didn't really touch this palette. I seem to only like pan or use that one shadow in the palette whenever I pull palettes like this, but I'm going to try to start working on some of the other shadows and palettes that I pull, now that I am really making some great progress in my Pan That palette for this year. So that's going to kind of be the plan moving forward. But for right now, I can roll this puppy out, which I'm super excited about. It was a pretty decent formula. I would say that it had a tendency to become a bit patchy sometimes when I was using it. Like I remember going, why is this area not like covered with a shadow? So, you know, it's Makeup Revolution, so it's not like the best quality, but it did what I needed it to do for the most part in my eye looks. So I enjoyed using it. Sixter, where are you going? Why are you leaving me? Okay, fine. Let me share with you how I'm doing on these other palettes. So the one that's been in here the longest is the Urban Decay Elements palette. So in this one here. And the shadow that I'm working on is Dreamweaver. So it is this pink shadow here. And I actually have been really working hard on using this shadow. I have done a lot of like pinky rosy looks specifically with this color. And I have really enjoyed using that. I actually really like mixing this with like a taupe neutral shade to kind of tone down the brightness of the pink when I don't want it to be like bam pink in your face. So I really do like doing that. So I'll mix it with like the cool taupe shadow in my Lorac Pro 3, or I've got a couple of shadows that I pulled, like singles that I pulled from my collection, MAC Kid, and then I also have MAC Ho that I'm using in my A to Z project. So I'm using MAC Ho in my A to Z project. So I really have enjoyed kind of combining that Dreamweaver shade with kind of some neutrally taupey shades to kind of tone down the brightness of the pink. But it's a nice shadow. Now, I feel like I'm close, but you know, with the palettes like this, you never know how deep the pans are. And I don't know if it tells you on the back. Let's see, it says outer 0.9 grams. So based on what's on the back of the palette, it says that these outer shadows are 0.9 grams or 0.03 ounces. So they're almost a full-size shadow, right? Yeah, so it's probably going to take me a bit more time to hit pan on that. But I'm enjoying it very much so. But that's probably the next one I'll hit pan on. That's my assumption. Or this one. This is the MAC Aladdin or Jasmine, Princess Jasmine palette. And yeah, it's the Princess Jasmine palette. I keep calling it the Aladdin palette. It's the Princess Jasmine palette. So the shadow that I am working on is this one down here. And I think that one is called Rags to Riches. And I have been working my way through that. I use it a lot lately. I've been using it more so like in the very inner portion of my eye, and that's pretty much it. So I haven't really used it like all over my lid or anything like that, but I may, and I haven't really decided if I'm going to take any of these with me on my trip to Florida when I go on vacation this coming weekend. I kind of don't want to take up too much room in my suitcase, so I'm thinking I'll probably just end up taking the Lorac Pro 3 and maybe just another companion palette to play around with, but I don't want to have like 5 eyeshadow palettes with me. That's stupid. So this probably won't go with me on my trip, but I do feel like I'm making a dent in this. It's a decent, and I usually swatch these so you guys can see my color story. It's a nice shadow, but it does need a base, I feel like, because it's a little bit powdery, and I feel like the impact really comes when it has a tacky base. But that is what that one looks like. And then I did not swatch this one. So that is Dreamweaver right there. So the next two I have not used very much at all. So the next one is the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. And it's this one here. And I'm using this... I'm using this shadow here. These don't have names on them or anything, but I've used that shadow once, maybe twice, and that's it. There's no reason why. I just kind of was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I have that color in my pan those eyeshadows. I should use it. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So pretty. And I wish that I had used it more, because my Drop 10 Before Summer project is ending, and I had Stila Sea Siren in it, and not that I can't use this after this project is done, or after that project is done, but I kind of was excited about pairing those two together, and I don't think I ever did. Maybe I did it once, and that's it. It is what it is. Okay, and then the next palette, and the last one that I have going right now, is the Marc Jacobs Provocateur palette. And this palette is like super discounted right now, and I heard a rumor that Marc Jacobs is going out of business, but then I also heard that they're just repackaging. I don't know what's going on, but this palette is super pretty. Look how pretty that is. So the shade that I am panning is this one here. It's the one at the very, this one here. And that one is Say It. And I just have a teeny tiny dip going there. Like I think similarly to the one in the Huda Beauty palette, I probably have only used it twice, if that. And it's funny because every time oh no, it doesn't go with my look. Every time I think about using it, I'm like, it doesn't really go with the look that I have going on. And I haven't really done a lot of purple looks lately. When I do purple looks, it takes me a lot longer to do the look, to get the layering right. And whereas something like this, I can do in no time. So because I haven't been doing as many purple looks recently, because I've just been rushed to do my makeup every day, then this one kind of has not gotten as much love. But that's okay. I'll eventually get there. Okay, so now we get to pick another palette. So I did update my Wheel of Names list of palettes that I have as choices. And I realized when I was going through my lists that I have saved in Wheel of Names that I hadn't updated any of my lists with new purchases since the beginning of the year. So I have gone back in and updated a few of them, and this is one of the ones that I have updated. So let's choose our new palette. Okay, I did get a new iPad, so yay, no more crack screen. What we get? What we get? Natasha Denona Peak Palette. That is a recent purchase. Well, not purchase. It came in a subscription box. So let me go grab that palette, Natasha Denona, and I will be right back. I didn't swatch the Marc Jacobs shadow, so let me do that real quick. All right, so there is the Marc Jacobs shadow from Provocateur, Say It. Okay, so I have the Natasha Denona Peak Palette. So it is this one here. And I think this came in a boxy charm. So these are the shadows. And I can tell you right now, like, I won't use this orange. So I always feel like there's one shadow in one of these that I'm just, it's too warm for me. It's very pretty. It's just typically not a shade that I would wear. And that's very pigmented. Ooh, look at that. Holy moly. So this one I won't use. And I was tempted by the metallic shade here. This one is Shine. Oh, by the way, this shadow is called Jasper. Yeah, that one's Jasper. But I was tempted by this one, which is Shine, and it's so pretty. It's a really beautiful metallic. Like mid-toned, you know, like it wouldn't be the inner corner, but it would be kind of middle part of the eye, at least in, you know, whenever I do eye looks. That's stunning. And I'm still tempted by it. But here is the other one that I'm looking at, which is this one here. And that one is, how do I say that? Amhara is how it's Amhara is this one. And this one's really pretty. I feel like this is the kind of warm toned shadow I can do because I feel like it has a little bit of a pink tint to it. It's not super orange based compared to, and I'm actually going to compare it now to, or maybe even like red based to like some shadows in the Modern Renaissance. Okay, so we have raw sienna, burnt orange, and real gar. And those are the three shadows that I don't plan on panning in the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. I mean, I may be able to use burnt orange now that I'm looking at it. And in fact, I may just start incorporating it with Amhara. With Amhara. Because I think that would actually look really pretty. Amhara, and then maybe I'll actually use a little bit of Shine. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go with Amhara. Definitely going with Amhara. And then I may end up using Shine a bit because that's just a gorgeous color. And I've only got like 2 mattes, or I've got 3 mattes left in my Lorac palette, but I feel like there's a spectrum that's missing. And this will actually potentially rosy this up a bit. So this is what we're going with. So let me swatch it and we'll get our color story. So here is our color story now. So we have that MAC shadow on top. We've got the Urban Decay, Dreamweaver, the Anastasia purple, Marc Jacobs, what is it? Say It. And then the Natasha Denona Amhara. So pretty. So yay, I'm super excited to play around with this. I always think, oh, I should use my older shadows, or older palettes. No, play with your new stuff too. Yay, super excited about this. So that is my update for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. I just booked my ticket to Hawaii later this year. Super exciting. Excellent. Okay. Ziggy's back there playing with a twisty tie thing. He loves those things. He loves his puff too, but he prefers he's been into his twisty ties. And you know, Marley's favorite thing right now is this thing. Well, it's always his favorite toy. Sixter. I would say that it had a tendency to sometimes. Sorry, Ziggy. I didn't mean to scare you. No casualties. No casualties. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not mean to scare you. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. Oh, yeah. Want to lay down? Okay.